The rain had just stopped, leaving the city glistening under streetlights. The last metro rattled beneath Manhattan, half empty, humming with that familiar metallic rhythm only the tired ever notice. Ethan Cole, mid-30s, in a creased suit, sat alone, a coffee cup in hand, his tie loosened, his eyes hollow, the kind of man who used to chase time and then realized it had outrun him. The train doors slid open, and there she was, Claire Adams, the woman he hadn't seen in 2 years, the woman he once called his wife. For a moment, time folded. The sound of the train, the chatter, the world, all dimmed. She froze too, eyes wide, breath caught. Then, without a word, she stepped in. She sat across from him, clutching her umbrella, avoiding his gaze. Ethan looked down, tracing the rim of his coffee cup. Finally, he said quietly, "Didn't think I'd ever see you again." Claire smiled faintly, eyes still on the window. "Well, New York has a funny way of making ghosts bump into each other." He chuckled softly, nervous. "You still taking the 9:45? She nodded. Old habits die hard. A silence lingered, the kind that holds more words than either can speak. The train passed through dark tunnels, flashes of light cutting across their faces. Ethan looked at her hands. She wasn't wearing the ring anymore, of course. Still, she twisted her fingers the same way she used to when nervous. "You look good," he said finally. Claire smiled politely. "You look tired." He laughed, leaning back. "That's fair." They both laughed quietly, and for a second, the tension broke, replaced by the ghost of old comfort. A memory flickered. The same metro years ago. Ethan and Claire sitting side by side, sharing a single pair of earbuds. She's laughing at something he said. "I can't believe you actually like country music," she teased. "Hey, it's honest. No auto-tune, no lies." Back then, they were unstoppable. Two dreamers in a city that didn't care. Back in the present, the PA system buzzed. "Next stop, 28th Street. Claire looked at him. "So, still working at the firm?" "Yeah, still pretending to enjoy it. What about you?" "Nursing. Different hospital now." Ethan nodded, eyes softening. "You always wanted that, to help people." "I did, but helping doesn't always fix things." He understood what she meant. The silence confirmed it. The train slowed again. Claire watched a couple in the corner laughing together, sharing fries from a paper bag. "Do you ever think," she began softly, "what would have happened if we just waited a little longer? Tried a little harder?" Ethan looked at her. Really looked. "I think about it every day. I wasn't angry you left. I was angry because I gave you so many reasons to." Her eyes welled up. "Ethan," she whispered. But the train lurched again, jolting them back into reality. They sat quietly. The only sound was the hum of the tracks and the faint sound of a street performer's guitar echoing through the next car. Ethan broke the silence. "I kept the apartment." Claire turned to him surprised. "Why?" He smiled sadly. "I told myself I'd move when I stopped expecting you to come back." She looked away, biting her lip. You shouldn't have waited. I didn't. I just never learned how to stop hoping. Next up, Lexington Avenue, the PA system announced. Their old stop, the one where they used to get off together, hand in hand. Claire stood up, adjusting her coat. Ethan rose halfway, unsure whether to follow. She looked at him. You still get off here? He shook his head. Not since you left. A silence, heavy and final. They stepped off together. The station was nearly empty. Just the hum of vending machines and a janitor sweeping near the far end. They walked side by side, not touching, just sharing the same space again. Ethan said quietly, Do you still hate the rain? She smiled. No, I made peace with it. It reminds me that everything eventually washes clean. He looked at her, his voice barely above a whisper. Even us? She stopped walking, looked at him, really looked. Maybe not clean, but maybe softer. Outside, the rain had started again. Soft, misty, familiar. They stood near the stairs leading to the street. The old rhythm of New York filled the air. Cars, distant horns, life moving on. Claire said quietly, I should go. Yeah. Neither moved. Ethan finally asked, Are you happy? She hesitated. Some days. Yes. Some days I just pretend better than before. He smiled sadly. That's honest. You? She asked. I exhaled, looking up. I'm getting there. Slowly. A pause. Goodbye, Ethan, she whispered. He wanted to say something, anything, but instead he simply nodded. She walked away, disappearing into the mist. Ethan turned back towards the station entrance. The next metro rumbled in, lights reflecting off the puddles. He stood there for a moment, torn between going forward and staying behind. Then, slowly, he stepped back onto the train. As it moved, he glanced out the window. Through the blur of rain and city lights, he caught one last glimpse of her standing at the corner, looking up at the skyline. And then she was gone. Maybe we weren't meant to last forever. Maybe we were just meant to remind each other what love felt like before life got loud. The train thundered into the tunnel, darkness swallowing light. Two strangers once more, carrying a love that no longer needed a home, only a place in memory.